Hey, it's Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories. I'm here today with JJ with Mouve. Hey, JJ, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we're doing a quick update today to let you know about all the things Mouve has going on. And
hmm
as you know, JJ is the founder of Mouve. All right. So I wanted to know a lot more information, JJ, about the education system that you're offering. We've
hmm
talked a little bit about the physical component of Move, that it's a way to play games, physically exercise, meet your fitness goals.
hmm
But also, what I what I'd like to know more about is your dad had told me a couple times that the education system will be taken over basically by Move. So I
Absolutely.
wanted to know what that's going to look like.
All right. So, Move is taking over. All right. We're
Yep,
gonna have we're gonna have multiple campuses around the world. It's gonna be worldwide.
yep,
Now, in terms of education nowadays, it's not really so what you want to learn nowadays. It's what they want you to learn, and a lot of times they strip your creativity from you through that way of education. We aim to
right,
combat that and take over that
right,
and reduce that. We want your creativity to blossom. You know,
right,
it's no more the age of, oh, do this, do that. This is the grades that you need to have. It's what do you want to learn? What do you think is better for you? And this can possibly be what creates you to be the Einstein in your field.
right,
You never know who is going to be the next greatest engineer.
right.
Now, with Move, think of it as like a mix between the school systems, YMCA, and I don't know if many people have them around the world, but we have things called Boys and Girls Club, where it's basically a club where you can socialize with other people, and you have different interests for different people, but you
Right.
also have the same interest for others, so you can learn other things with other people, you know we're gonna have a lot of different ways to learn. A lot of the ways that I am excited for is the aspect of bringing in higher respected people in those fields and helping them to not only filter the necessary information for learning a certain skill or hobby, but also helping people or guiding them to become the next great biggest thing, because you never know. So I'm really excited for bringing people on board, bringing in big scholars, different types of engineers, different types of basketball players, football players, different types of if you're into electronics, IT people that know everything about electronics, coding, cooking. This, not even the sky is the limit. It's way beyond that you know.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. We're gonna have different campuses. It's gonna be both, in person and online. With the added addition of being, able to be compensated with your points for
Right,
monetary gain, and
right.
also, vacations and stuff like that. You're not gonna be able to go in person if you're all the way, say in the middle of the Bahamas. So that's why we're going to have the online aspect where you can continue to earn points and monetary gain while being on the vacation that you got from earning points and monetary gain from
Awesome.
learning your stuff. And
Yeah.
like I said, the sky isn't even the limit. People say the sky is the limit. It's way beyond that. It's going to be so much better. It's like I said, it's going to be the YMCA, but bigger, better, and instead of badder, it's going to be gooder. I mean, not a word, but it still stands.
Awesome, awesome. One of the problems with the current school system is, well, they're teaching incorrect information. We know that now.
Absolutely.
So, but the kids are basically brainwashed into learning this content over and over. It's repetition, it's boring, and not every person learns that way. Like,
hmm
and then sitting there for whatever, 8 hours a day at a desk with people that you may or may not like, it's really difficult for people to get through that.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're cutting down on their specialty types of classes, art, music, even physical recreation or whatever. They're cutting down all that because they don't want to pay the teachers, right? So
Hmm.
it's getting worse and worse for the kids.
Yeah, and you can go online and you can see so many different teachers and school assistants and school aid that sit there and be like, the pay isn't great, but like they do it for the love of teaching,
Yeah,
to be able to sit there and be like, I taught this next generation
yeah,
this and
yeah,
that. And I mean, they get so much bad rap for it because nowadays schools have become such a negative place.
yeah,
When I went to school, there was at least fights every week. Everybody was so negative because it was just constant different types of attacks left and right.
yeah,
And on top of the fact that you're not learning what you want to learn, you're being fed useless information that you're not going to use.
yeah.
And I know for a fact because I was taught the Pythagorean theorem, and I still haven't used that to this day. And I learned that in like 2021,
Yeah, yeah,
2020. And it's I wouldn't say it's useless knowledge because there are places that I do apply this knowledge, but it's not common knowledge that you would need.
right,
There's so much more things that you need.
right.
My favorite classes was culinary. I love to cook in that class. The teacher was amazing. Shout out to Miss Baker. She's awesome. And there were so many other teachers. I really liked science because of my teacher, Miss Snavely. She always made things fun. That was the only time I ever got to go out to a creek and look at different animals, see
Ooh,
different fish, take different soil, in your hand and put it somewhere and be able to
yeah,
study it.
yeah,
Hands on is the way I learn.
yeah.
And it's
I
just
think
so amazing.
I think the experiential way of learning is probably the best way. Like you can listen and you get a little bored and you zone out. You can
Mm-hmm.
watch and kind of the same thing. Maybe you see what someone's doing. Yeah, you're going to learn, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
pay attention, there's no question. But doing is a whole different concept.
Yeah.
Cooking the thing, fixing the car, playing basketball, whatever you're doing, whatever you care about learning, that is
Mm-hmm.
going to anchor that into you. And you're going to be, if you're going to be there in physical format, you're going to be with other like-minded people, which is
Yep.
really very uplifting. I
Mm-hmm.
learn, like, I love going places and, I love to talk. So I love talking with people, but I learn so much from other people watching them, asking them why they do this, just watching what they're doing and then, chit chatting. And then it just kind of, it stimulates my thought process because I do things my way, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's other ways. Wow. Right?
Right. And you
Yeah.
learn so many different things from so
Yeah.
many different people. You
Yeah.
guys could all be talking about the same subject,
Yeah.
but the different learning abilities of that subject may want you to, that may motivate you to
Yeah.
find other ways,
Yeah.
and it the way I always think of it furthers your perspective on
Yeah.
a certain subject.
Yep.
And that's why I'm really excited for the social aspect of
Yeah.
Move and the Move campuses because, it's one thing to learn something you like, but it's another way higher thing to learn something you like with people like-minded with you.
Right.
Power in numbers is what they say.
Yeah.
And there's a perfect example is, when I was in 2020, when we had the whole, pandemic or whatever, and they sent everybody home. I remember March 16th. For the rest of the school year, I did terrible because it was just there was no motivation, there was no incentive. I didn't have to get up and go anywhere. I just had to get up and get on my computer, and that was the worst because I could just get on my computer, sign into a Zoom for a teacher, and then end up falling asleep because it was so boring.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had to resort to other ways to keep my brain stimulated. At points, I would sit there and have the computer sitting like this while also playing the game because it was more stimulating to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's another way that I learn. I've learned hands on, but then I also learned from multitasking. Well, they say multitasking isn't a thing, But I guarantee you, if you had a game on one TV and a TV on the other, like I did multiple years ago, and you were able to play the game and keep up on the show, I think you were multitasking at that point.
Yeah, yeah, I
You
guess so.
know,
Yeah.
it's so much easier. And so, I learned how to take apart my school computer while, but because I was listening to the teacher while on Zoom, while playing one of my favorite games on the PlayStation. I was able to sit there and take that information, process it, and memorize it, and literally, like, without any problem, take apart my entire computer. And I could still do it to this day if they gave me
Yeah.
a Lenovo
Yeah.
ThinkPad. That's the
Yeah.
ones that I had.
Well, let me ask a question. So we're talking about basically revamping the entire educational system worldwide, which is mind blowing, right? Mind blowing.
Hmm.
Okay, so are we going to have physical classes where people go into whatever class they want, or
Hmm.
is it all going to be online, or is it going to be a combination of both?
Yeah. So, like I said, it's gonna be both. I would love for it to be both. That's the way we're gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because, like I said, it'll be so much better if, on top of the fact that you're already doing, the fun stuff, say you have a vacation to the Bahamas, the Caribbeans, or maybe, Hawaii, such a beautiful place. But, while you're out there, you're not in class learning more about what you can
yeah,
learn and gaining more, monetary value.
yeah,
So instead of it being, in school or in school only, it'll be, in person and online. I
yeah.
meant to say online. So with the online aspect, it'll allow you to further your education while having fun because of that education you're already in.
Right.
That learning aspect and that physical, mental aspect of it is just it's everything. I would love to be able to go into a classroom, meet all these people, and learn all of this, gain all the points from that, put it into a vacation to say, I want to go to Greenland or Iceland, and then while there, go on my computer and learn more because you never know. From straight from Greenland, I can go all the way to Puerto Rico because I don't even have to go home. I'm learning on the move. You know, it's not just being in one spot. You could travel the world. Like, I know you've traveled the world, and imagine constantly being able to travel the world, and not even just the world, but the universe, while learning about, say, what you want to learn, your hobby. It may
Right.
be your niche that gets you, all the money in the world because you're able to learn it, apply it to other things, and help people with your talent.
Wow,
It's
that
it's
is
it's
incredible.
gonna be massive.
And I want to talk about this whole math thing. So, okay, for the average person, okay,
Hmm.
we don't need to know what calculus and algebra and blah, blah, blah. Now,
Right.
I will say knowing fractions has helped. All right. So, like
Hmm.
basic math, fractions has helped me with cooking, like 3/4 of a cup. Well, I'm only making half a batch. I got to figure that out, right?
Right.
I usually eyeball it, by the way. But anyways,
Yeah, me too. Me too.
but I got to
Listen,
figure it out. So
my
I'm
eyeballs have never lead me astray. So,
yes. So I've got to figure out the basics of math and the skills to live life more fully. Like one of the
hmm.
problems with society now is we're all moms and dads are both working. Kids get no attention. The kids can't take care of themselves. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how
Hmm.
to pay bills. They don't know how to clean the house. They don't know blah 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 blah. How to
Hmm.
fix the car. Blah 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 blah. All right, how to do gardening. All right, so it would be good to have a curriculum for these life skills
Right.
that equalizes, and the parents are able to teach the children again. All right.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
again, I grew up in a generation where the parents taught the children, the teachers weren't expected to do everything, the parents did it. But the
Right.
school system is really failing um, horribly in so many ways right now, and people can't take care of themselves.
Right.
But we have interest in certain things. We all have a different interest level in different things. So we need to come up with a way of, okay, I only want the basic math to get through life program. And then there's some that are like, I really like math and I want to learn more, you know?
Mhm.
So,
It's it's a big domino effect if you really think about it,
yeah,
because every system in the United States and more or less the world is just so corrupt and evil nowadays. They've infected so much
yeah,
that if you really think about it, like you said, the mom and dad are now working, and the child is getting barely any attention. But
right.
you got to think about it. The prices of things are only going up to the point where mom and dad have to work all the time
By design.
by design. So that
Yeah.
allows, the children to be so neglected that when
Yep.
it comes to schooling is, they're now obligated to do everything.
Right.
And in turn of now with the fact that they're so obligated to do everything, now they have every opportunity to just feed them whatever knowledge that they want without nobody saying no.
Exactly.
Nobody's checking them.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying, hey, you can't do that, you can't teach that. This is taking away their creativity. And it all stems from it's multiple. It's not just the school system, although that's what we're focusing on. It's multiple systems at one working against us. Everything's working against us, and a lot of people can't see it, not because it's out of their depth, but it's because it's so deep rooted that it's hard for them to see not just the bigger picture, but the even bigger picture. You know, there's so many levels to it that you can only see through so much. You know, if you stain a glass, two times, you can see through both of those panes of glass. But if you do it 13 times, you're not going to be able to see what's past that,
Right.
because it's so deep, and
Yeah.
it's so murky, you
Yeah.
know. And with the school system, this is one of the aspects that we're taking down, is being able to, like I said, teach them what they want to learn. A lot of people will sit there and like you said, different subjects put into different hobbies. Like you said, math, you're going to want to learn your fractions so you can help cook. you know there might be some kid out there that's incredible at math. Like, he could be revered as the next, genius, the next Einstein. And he may not even want to think about it that way because he doesn't like math. But you know what he does like? He likes basketball and football, where he'll put his time and effort with his math mental capabilities to sit there and be like, okay, I know the calculation and the trajectory of, say, Stephen Curry's 3-point shot. It's what they learn and what they are so capable in that allows them to put that and put it. But what's the word for it? Allow them to I'm blanking on the word, but allow them to just see it in everything else.
Right.
They can see the angles, the math angles of, say, this, or not angle, but the curvature and the circumference of this, candle holder,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or even the circuits of the iPad that I'm using.
Yeah.
They're so talented, but they have no way and nowhere to put that talent into, because everything is just so, oh, math, 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 and only math. It's not math in cooking, math in basketball, math in knitting, math in gardening. They try not to sit there and show you the different aspects of it. They just show you what they want you to learn, so then you go and you're basically like a robot.
It doesn't have a practical application, is what you're
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
You're learning math, but like none of us use algebra for the most part, or calculus, or any of that stuff
Mm-hmm.
in our regular everyday life, for the most part. I mean, there are people, obviously, scientists and engineers do, but like the
Mm-hmm.
average person, okay?
Right.
So if you're really super interested in science and all that, you're probably going to want math too, but it's going to come more easily to you and you're going to want that, right?
Hmm.
And then what, let's say you get into a job and you don't have that piece of it. Oh, shoot, we can go right over to Mouve University and take this online course or take this course and learn what we need, right?
Right, right. And like I said, nobody's forcing it.
Yeah,
This is all based on your will, what
yeah,
you want to do.
yeah,
Now, all the rewards and whatnot are fantastic. That's awesome. And some people are only motivated by rewards.
right,
Understandably so. I mean, it's sometimes the way people are cultured to think.
yeah,
But at the same time, is they don't understand is okay, you get all these rewards, but now you could technically say you're stuck with the knowledge.
right.
But over time, what you don't understand is that knowledge is going to be very, very prone to you. You're
Yeah,
like, hey, say you're out and somebody's talking about a subject, even though okay, I got all this reward from this. Now you walk past somebody that's talking about the construction of a building, and you can sit there and be like, hey, I know math for that. I
yeah,
know how to do this. And you can be like, hey, you need help with this? I know how to blah 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 blah. And tell them all these different calculations. You just walked yourself into a job probably. And all because
interesting.
you think that
Yeah,
it's just this,
yeah,
when really it's way more than that.
right.
If you focus on just this thing, it's fine, but it opens your mind to way more than just that thing, whether that be the rewards, whether that be the interest of the hobby. One door will help you. It's like a library. You got to go through the door before you get all the knowledge. And there's different ways you can do it. You could go through it, but at the end of the day, you're learning whether you care for it or not.
Right. And we talked about being with like-minded people, and that is
Hmm.
really important. So, again, kids are thrown into a classroom now. They
Hmm.
may or may not like the people sitting next to them or whatever. Obviously, they're supposed to be sitting quietly anyways.
Right.
But if you're in a room, let's say your thing is cooking or basketball or whatever it is, okay?
Hmm.
You go in a room where everyone's excited about cooking and they want to share their recipes. They want to talk to you about whatever or you're doing it or whatever. It's way more exciting. You're way more likely to return and to learn that way rather than you got 5 people that want to do it and 30 people are dragging their feet and causing trouble and fooling around.
Right.
That's not fun. Then you feel like you're uncool if you want to listen to the teacher, right?
Hmm.
So being with like-minded people is the way to go.
Right.
And we had talked earlier about when I do my thing that I'm interested in, I like talking to people, but I learn a lot from other people, watching what they do, watching what they talk about,
Hmm.
telling them my story, listening to their story. It's right now, I think the only value I see in school really is socialization.
Hmm.
Again, for some, parents, it's a way to have their kids babysat while they're at work. But
Yeah.
the benefit for the person that goes to school is really they need to figure out how to fit in socially. So they need
Hmm.
to interact with people, negotiate with people, find people that they gravitate to and all of that. So there's still value there, but you'll get that with Move through like-minded groups, which is only going to benefit everyone.
Right.
It's going to be very positive and uplifting.
Absolutely. I mean, it's more than just being able to sit there and interact with people that have the same interests as you,
Yeah,
but it's also the fact of interacting, communication skills,
yeah,
being able to sit there and interact with a crowd that is like-minded with you and be able to sit there and rally people together for a single, subject.
yes, yeah,
And they already do it so much nowadays, but it's a lot of times it's for the wrong reason. Like back to 2020, they had all the protests. Everybody was rallying around for the same thing, but when you really look down to it, a lot of bad things happen too. We had a lot of people rioting and doing so much negativity when really the cause originally was something positive. Everybody just wants peace in the world, and there's so much negativity that it just counteracts that so much, and
Yeah,
it happens all the time,
yeah,
and not many people even realize it. They just see it for what it is, and they don't think deeper about it.
yeah,
And that's the
yeah,
problem, is that a lot of times they've taught people to just don't think deeper. It's just surface level. Don't dig deeper. You're gonna go into a bunch of stuff that we don't want you to touch.
yeah,
And with Mouve, we're shying away from that. We want you to dig deeper. The history of basketball, we want you to dig deep and learn the true history. Not what they teach you, if they even do teach you about it, because they're obviously going to want to try and hide it. But even if you do learn, it's got to be the right, correct
yeah,
history.
yeah. Well, you go on to Wikipedia. Let's say you want to research somebody, something historical or whatever. You go
Mm-hmm.
to Wikipedia, which pretty much pops up whenever you Google anything anymore, right? And we know that it's got an agenda behind it. It's got
Mm-hmm.
a mainstream party line. So matter like, okay, so I'll do a video and it might talk about reptilians. And when you go to YouTube, it'll have a Wikipedia thing about reptilians are fictional characters. Come on now.
Right.
We need
Right.
we need truthful content.
Mm-hmm.
And like we start out at surface level and then when we're ready, we want to dig deep. We want truth,
All right.
And yeah, it's going to be fabulous. Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
So so now what we're doing is you've got the physical exercise component. So someone can get fit and practice the sports or whatever it might be that they enjoy in their area or anywhere around the world. So if I'm traveling and I like kayaking or whatever, I can go onto my Move app and I can find the closest spot to where I am and go do whatever I want to do, earning
Mm-hmm.
more points slash money, right? Well,
Right.
now we've got the educational component as well. So let's say I want to know more about whatever it is, knitting, baking, auto repair, blah, blah, blah. I can go online probably to get that content, or I can look up to see where the closest Move University physical location is. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. So they'll on the app. Not only will you be able to learn, obviously, on the move or the
Yeah.
app, whether it be on your phone, your iPad, laptop, whatever, any device that allows you to access things. Not only is it going to be on the phone, you're also going to be able to see what type of learning capabilities, like I said, and also campus. You're
Right.
going to be able to see what places is there a move campus that you can go and venture to. It's not just going to be in one spot, like say Yale or Berkeley or all
Yeah.
these Harvard, these prestigious, what they make you think that they're prestigious. And really, they're just bigger versions of concentration camps that sit there and just burn knowledge into you, and they try and make it seem like they're so much bigger, but they're really not. Um, when it comes down to it, you move will be everywhere. It's not just, oh, I'm going to this place, so I gotta stay here for the next 8 years learning whatever I want to learn to become, say, like a surgeon or something. It takes 8 years. You gotta sit there at one spot, one campus for 8 years. That's crazy. We want it to be everywhere. Okay, for the next 8 years, if I want to become a surgeon, I can start here. Say I move to Chicago. I go to Chicago. There's a Mouve University over there. Or say I take a venture over to France. They're gonna have Mouve University over there. And we're gonna have, obviously there might be a language barrier because you got French and English, but we plan to have different languages at every version. We got a Mouve University in California, the pure California, not the corrupted one it is now, but the much better, clean, positive California, where you might have somebody that's speaking German, somebody that's speaking, Swahili, or somebody that's speaking, Russian. It's everything in one spot, and say, we don't have the biggest, area to work with, which, let's be real, that's not going to happen. But maybe this Mouve university isn't well versed in, say, something like, I don't know, carpentry. But then the next you Mouve university, maybe like an hour away or 2 hours or 3 hours away, is one of the best in carpentry. There's gonna be different hotspots to learn certain things,
Ah,
and that's what I really like to encourage for traveling. Is if you really love traveling and learning, this place is great for carpentry. This place is great for, say it could be, sculpture. This place is great for literature. This place is great for engineering. This place is great for science. And you're able to sit there and bounce between all of them. They all teach the same thing, but it's what they excel in.
yeah, yeah.
And that'll be the great part of being able to just travel.
Okay, so let's say I go to Paris. Okay, so
Mhm.
wouldn't that be fun?
Right.
I can I can look up and participate in all the physical fitness aspects in that area. That they
Hmm.
might have different things from the place that I live in. Okay, they might have different sports activities, groups, whatever. But let's say I'm in the middle of, learning how to be a surgeon. Okay, which so let's say I'm only going to be there for a month. Are the courses going to be, say, 6, 8, 10 weeks? Or how will that work? Or don't you have that yet? Like,
I think the best way to do courses in terms of when it comes to different types of curriculums, like for instance, surgeons,
yeah.
rather than it be, oh, it's a 6 week course, it's a this, that, and the third. I think it would be better for it to be on your own time.
Ah,
So it doesn't, you could get everything done within, say 10 weeks. Or, say you have other things going on where you're in multiple different classes, and it might take you a year. It might take you 2 years. It's all based on how you want to learn. If you're not that good, if you need to take time between each thing you learn so it deep ingrains into your brain, so like it's like searing a steak, then you could do that. It's like a slow roast. It happens. That sometimes that's the way I learn. It's a
yeah.
slow roast. You go through, and you like I for on my YouTube, like my personal YouTube, each video on my YouTube that I have ever watched for like the past 4 months straight have each been like hour to 2 hour to 3 hour long videos. Like I don't watch like 20-minute videos. It's boring to me. I like to sit there and have somebody basically teach me about a subject. There was a video that I was listening to a couple of days ago, sitting next to me on this table, where it was about in history. It was about this great shooting with these two men in, I think, 1949 or something, and the guy went really into deep detail about how it started, what happened, the aftermath, and all that stuff, and it's fascinating. And ended up me and B were listening to it, and we were sitting there and we were like, "Wow, that's actually incredible!" Like that's and it's not incredible about like the whole shooting stuff like it, but it's fascinating, and it's easy. That's one of the ways I learn. I can either learn from experience, I can learn hands on, I can learn from other people's
Right,
experience,
right.
or I could just learn like a slow roast just over time.
Well, I went, I don't know how I made it through college. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, I worked 2 jobs and I put myself through school, but I can remember
Grouper.
being in some of those classes that were like really hard stuff. So I'd take the class and I'd be a little bit clueless. It would take a while for that stuff to sink in, if that makes any, I'd have
Yep.
to marinate.
You were
Um,
slow roasting.
I'm slow roasting. So I would like bebop around and then it would be like the light bulb would finally go on,
Hmm.
like after like, whatever, really struggling to learn something, it would click in,
It's like
And of course,
ding.
those were topics I didn't actually love to learn, but
Right.
I had to do it because that's part of the degree, right?
Hmm.
So I was marinating, slow roasting.
Hmm. Right, right. And ding, food's done. Okay, now let's do the test.
Yeah, now that I've gotten through it, yay, but and I find that also experience like anchors it in like physical, like if you're touching stuff, the physical it anchors it in so much more strongly than if you're
Mhm.
just watching someone do it. So it sounds
100%.
like we're going to have a big combo of all of those in-person video classes, everything. It's going to be a
All of
huge
it.
combo of everything.
And I'm really excited for the fact of getting people respected in their fields
Yes.
to come in and teach as well.
Yeah.
Because who else but to teach the best,
Yeah.
or to teach the best using the best.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier. You would want somebody like Michael Jordan to teach you how to play basketball. And like he might not be the best play for you. Like he might not. He's gonna teach you the fundamentals, but you yourself have to hone the personal. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's all based on you.
Yeah. So, like, wouldn't it be great if you're into cooking to have world-class chefs do specific videos about, like, say, bread making, breakfast
Mhm.
dishes, whatever it might be, and then you can duplicate them, and then you can go to a kitchen setting with like-minded people to duplicate those meals, and then
Absolutely.
anchors it in. So, fabulous idea.
Yeah, and everything that I've more or less said so far have been in the videos. They're in the about page of the website. It all this stuff is knowledge that I've already put out there, and
Yeah.
there's much more to come as well. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I want to show a couple things if that's okay.
absolutely.
First, I wanted to show your brand new pendants. Your dad has had them on his channel, and I'm going to show you the Mouve pendants that just came out recently.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the round one. There's two different styles right now. So you've got a round one in your hand,
Yep.
but this really shows the detail. It's very simplistic, but very compelling. It's
Mm-hmm.
I like it very much, the design. So that's able. Now show us your the other one that you've got, the
The
dog.
dog tag.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's beautiful.
That's the dog tag. And on the back, it has a design that states what MOVE stands for, which is motivating, organizing, uniting, visualizing, and educating.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it right there. And trying to make sure you can see it. Um, I also have a new hoodie on my website that actually has this exact design that's imprinted on the back, right underneath the hood. And
Yeah,
on the front, it has Move and it says established 2024 because that's when the big, great, grand idea started.
yeah.
But yeah, there's multiple different things on the way. A lot of these different designs that are on these pendants will pop up on hoodies and
Awesome.
and stuff like that and
All
different
right.
clothing.
Before I want to show your website. Before we do that, I wanted to ask when you, I know you had shown me months ago, you had written up what Move was about and you told me about it and I was blown
Mm-hmm.
away. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You had shown me on your phone and I'm like, oh my God.
If I could
You
bring it
said
up
you
right
wrote
now.
it in like, say 20 minutes. Okay.
I think I wrote, and I have it right here too. I think I wrote this, I don't know if you can see it. Trying to, you can see I wrote all of this
Yeah.
within like maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, just straight from the dome.
Right.
Obviously from somewhere above,
Yes.
but
Yes.
funneled through me onto text, and that ended up being the first Move video that's on our YouTube channel, put into video form where you can listen to it.
Perfect. Perfect. So do you have a vision of what Mouve looks like? And I mean, like, we're talking intellectually, but can you
Mhm.
see it? Like, are you envisioning it?
Absolutely, I can see it. I can see it clear as day. And like I said, the best way I can explain it to others, because
Yeah,
I can't exactly say what it is and what I see in my brain, because it
yeah.
might not always compute. I always say, like I said, it's a bigger, better version of like the YMCA, school systems, and like kind of like, I guess if people know what it is, the Boys and Girls Club all into one.
Okay, okay.
And it's just like it's gonna be so great, you know.
Awesome.
And another thing is that what I used to say is, do you remember the show The Great Race?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So it's kind of like that. We're gonna have different types of physical education like that, where it's like, hey, go to this place, figure out this puzzle. Go to this place, figure out this puzzle. Do this, do that, and it's like Pokemon Go as well. It's a
yeah,
bunch of things into one.
yeah.
Just to be able to sit there and be like, okay, this is how this aspect is. You know, the
Mhm.
Pokemon Go being able to walk around. Hey, there's a move little icon over there. Let's walk over there and see what we gotta do.
Yeah,
Oh, we gotta take this short little quiz about this area. All right, cool. Take the quiz.
yeah.
300 points. You know, and that 300 points turns into, I don't know, $300. Never know.
Wow. Fabulous ideas. Fabulous ideas.
Right.
So exciting. It's a positive, uplifting way for us to change the educational and the physical fitness systems. So
Hmm.
loving it. I'm going to show you your website real quick, if that's
Absolutely.
okay. And so let's go to about, well, let's go back to the home. So this is the home page for the website. It's moveofficial.com.
Hmm.
And I love this main graphic you have on here. It because it ripples, it gives the illusion of movement. Everyone's running or walking. And
Hmm.
maybe this is really a picture of a marathon, although I don't really see the numbers, but they're really enjoying their time. It's a
Right.
big group of like-minded people. I,
Right.
I love it. So moveofficial.com, and it tells a little bit about Mouve. And I wanted to go to the shop page right now. You told me before we're going to put the pendants out there in a few hours. So the
Hmm.
pendants are not on the shop page yet,
Right.
but you've got some new hoodies out there. Like this one right here, the vintage um, pullover hoodie
Yep.
is something you
Right.
just put out there, and that's what you have on now.
That's what I have on right now.
Cool. Super cool. So you've got some new like designs. So I thought people might want to see those.
Hmm.
Like these look like they're new as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
Multicolor University, the
Yep.
vibrant square.
Yeah. A lot of
Um,
them are new, and a lot of them have new colors added to them as well.
yeah,
Um, the Move multicolor University one, I just
yes.
added two colors onto them as well. As there's a red one and then a royal blue one,
Right
and
here.
then yeah, right there,
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
third one on the left.
Yeah.
And then the vibrant square uh on the website was a little bugged, but I got it to work. It has every color matching the bracelets that we have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's the teal, there's the blue, there's the purple, the pink, and the black or gray.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
and
down there.
same, yeah, right there. And then same with the other hoodie to the right of it is the black version. That one should be a little bit higher. One more right there. It'll say move on the top
Colorful
right.
blue.
And
Yeah.
then on the pocket it says help someone today.
Yeah, I see it down there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
those,
good designs.
yeah.
So
Thank you.
there's some new designs out there for people that like the hoodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pendants will be out there in a few hours. So if you look at moveofficial.com, you'll see those as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really exciting to see. I'm just trying to think what else you've got going on. There's so much going on, right?
Yeah, and then we got a Move TV as well.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Move TV.
All right. So
Um,
Move TV is gonna be I'm sure you've heard of Smarty TV, you know, my father, King
KingSmarty.tv.
KingSmarty.tv, how he has that in order for him to combat, you know, the sensitivity that they sometimes put on him. is
Yeah,
basically the same thing for Mouve.
yeah.
And so if you go into there and if you could show it, there's gonna be the main video that we
Yeah.
have, and then there's four boxes at the bottom.
Yeah. Now this, it's a little bit distorted for some reason, and it's
Oh
probably
man.
because, at least on my side, I don't know how it looks for you, but this is move.tv. So
Hmm.
there will be its own TV station that's uncensored with
Hmm.
content, and it'll be in different, there we go. It'll be in different languages.
Yep.
Okay. That graphic is beautiful, by the way. But down here, we're gonna, oh, see, earlier today, this wasn't working properly for me. So this is
Hmm.
super exciting. But we've got different languages. So all the content will be available in, what is it, 24 different languages? Something
Yes. So
like that?
it'll be in all languages.
Yeah,
So the information is not subjective to just English.
yeah,
Um, it's we're gonna have everything on there.
yeah,
From then on, you're also able to go to the website as well.
yeah,
It doesn't look like that though, so we might have to fix that. But
yeah.
I mean, they've been hitting the website for like
Mhm.
the past day or so since it's been
Yeah.
live.
Yeah. So,
Um,
so this is move.tv. Okay,
mhm.
so again, on my screen it's a little distorted right now, but it might be because we've got a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
But you can click and get the content in your language, which is fabulous.
Hmm.
So yay. Okay. So that is brand new as of, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, and I know that KingSmarty.tv is being populated with more and more content. It's
Hmm.
still, it's morphine. It's being adjusted to where it's going to go, and it probably will always be changing. But again, the beauty of it is that the truth will be honest, and
Absolutely.
there's no corruption, there's no agenda, just good content for everyone to share.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No, you cannot. For
Yeah.
for the truth, can't beat it at
Yeah.
all.
There was one thing else I wanted to show you. I just gotta find it.
Hmm.
No, no, no. Let's
Yeah, like I
see.
said, I mean the website, I have, new styles. I make new styles daily, but I upload them pretty much weekly.
Yeah. Oops.
Um, I like to, make things and find them,
Yeah.
put them in like the vault, and then ship them out whenever I
Yeah.
get enough.
So a lot of this, like you had said before, a lot of these hoodies, these designs are going to be like, you're going to make, they're limited editions. You'll have so many, and then that design is done. And right
Hmm.
now you're playing with it, and it's coming out, but it's really fun for people to participate in this.
Hmm.
So the next thing I wanted to show was a video that came out, I think it was 2 days ago. Fabulous video. So it
Hmm.
talks about Move recruitment.
Yep.
All right. So I watched it and I was stunned. Number one, how well done it was and how seamless it was done.
Hmm.
But the concept. So Move recruitment is really for those people that want to participate in helping in some fashion.
Right.
So basically, if someone has an idea of a location for a physical center, whether it be for the education or the physical fitness piece, they can join or log in or whatever to your website. They can send you their contact information, their idea, and help even maybe volunteer or whatever to get it up and running. Is that correct?
Right. So at the bottom of the website, there's going to be the sign in. So you're able to see updates on
Yeah.
events
Yeah.
that are both Move and the Company of Heaven related.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see, updates about different clothing items that are coming and going. And then on top of that, you'll be able to sit there and it should work. And if not, we're gonna make it work. Where you're able to email into the official Move email,
Yeah.
and you know keep track of different places where we could create Move, headquarters at. Well, not headquarters, but different campuses and whatnot.
Yeah.
And in the video, you'll see I talk about being able to take over kind of harmful environment areas, different buildings and plants that are harmful. Whether that be they have different plants around. Chemical plants, maybe steel plants or mining areas and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
we can transform them into better, more healthier environments for both us and wildlife alike.
Yeah.
So when
Well,
it comes to the recruitment aspect, we're gonna have it be able to like your ideas. We want your ideas to further move.
yes.
Now, the ideas we mainly want to, cater to is those of the youth, because that's the greatest mind there is. The uncorrupted, untouched youth that has their creativity still, you know, rather than, these different mm, corporations that have these ideas, but mainly they're greedy and only want ideas that benefit them.
Yeah.
We want pure, unfiltered creativity that furthers move greater than what it could be, you know? Um, and I mean, all ideas are welcome, but it's that pure form of creativity that's going to really push move further than what anybody thinks it can go to.
Yeah. I also think it's exciting for someone. They're invested in what you're doing. Most people would want to participate. Definitely they want to participate. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people will want to help. Like they
Right,
have ideas or they have time and they want to put that time to good use to help themselves, but society and other people, right?
right,
So this is a way for the average person to get involved in a very positive way.
right, right.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to help, you can keep your eyes open and then sign up at the bottom of the move.com website. But I
Yeah.
want to show you this video that came out, let's say it was 2 days ago. So bear
Mm-hmm.
with me a second.
Also, I mean, you can sign up on the bottom of the website, and then there's also the contact us page as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'll have all that, like, again, your website is gonna probably morph a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
you'll have that out there for people to start taking advantage of and to help you get started.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's watch this quick video, which some of us might have already seen. It's beautifully done though.
Thank you.
At Mouve, we aim to recruit you for your ideas and resources for Mouve sites and campuses around the world. Our recruiting efforts will find great placements for the campuses. For the recruiting process, we have a plan to use our website to gather information regarding locations and ideas for Mouve. Locations can be free land. We can also repurpose buildings that currently harm the environment into something environmentally friendly, so Mouve participants and surrounding wildlife benefit alike. We will utilize ideas from those excited about Mouve to grow further and healthier. Ideas from the youth are more than welcome as we value their pure creative thinking and passion. All ideas are welcome to further development of Mouve and its learning journey. We will change the meaning of social media by building our own social media platform composed of good people of like mind. Let's re-engineer social media into what we want it to be. Make our slogans and missions like help someone today. Instead of letting greed and envy rule over the majority, or only a few ever rising up to help those in need, it will be the masses helping and they will be rewarded monetarily. Those at a creative age will be free to unleash their talents and ideas that might have been held back to be influential in helping to produce Mouve. You pick what you want to learn, unlike corrupt school curriculums today. With Mouve, the idea of mental math in sports and everyday activities is crucial and important to all. We want to develop a learning style to help understand the math that goes into everything around you. For example, like using mathematics and calculations to understand basketball or football passes, shots, or catches. Remember Odell Beckham's famous football catch? What mental calculations did it take to achieve that catch? Let's work towards understanding the calculations that go into cooking, knitting, carpentry, gaming, music, exercise, and many, many more everyday activities. We want to expose the corruption that has been rampant in our lives and how we are being exploited by the evil in the world. This evil uses us to do their dirty work while we struggle, and they thrive. Learn what is against you and what is for you. Learn how to see the corruption and rise above that. Raise your frequency while learning to weed out the false and focus on the truth. They Live is a movie showing subliminal messaging in everyday situations and advertisements. We want to open your subconscious to more powerful thoughts and higher awareness so we can create a place where we can elevate the world to higher frequencies. We want a world safe from corruption and mental attacks from the negative subliminal messaging around us in the world. Let's raise the next generation so they work through love, light, and loyalty to one another and to the source of everything. Positivity prevails all.
Beautifully done.
Awesome.
Beautifully done. Yeah. And I think that answered so many questions, but again, seeing it, visualizing it anchors it in for many of us. So I
Absolutely.
wanted to ask a couple more questions. All right.
Mhm.
Social media. We had talked, the video talks about a new social media system. So I wondered if you might explain that to us. What's going to happen? What do you see happening?
So, alongside creating our own social media, I think a great way to start with social media is to repurpose the ones that are already are, say like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It allows people who have already dedicated a lot of their life into pouring, their businesses on social media.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of these places and people are just mom and pop shops who
Yes.
aren't really connected to any higher, organizations,
Right.
and we wouldn't want to take that away from them. So we would like to, kind of repurpose them into these higher frequency and better and more positive social media
Right.
applications, and I think it'd be so much better to do that because then it allows people to feel comfortable where they already feel comfortable.
Right.
And then obviously over time we would usher them into the newer, better versions of those apps. And I mean, it either way, it's either you pick good or good. It's the same either way.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
excited for that.
One of the, well, we've got a lot of problems with current social media.
Mm-hmm.
Censorship is a huge one.
Absolutely.
So censorship and then corrupted truth. So a lot of what we're getting out there is corrupted. It's not truthful,
Mm-hmm.
and it's misleading. And then it's like kind of blinking in your face. It's all trying to sell you something. Literally, if you're scrolling through Facebook, you'll get a personal message, and then the next 10 are ads for something you don't even want. And they
Mm-hmm.
just hammer it in so much. It's annoying to use anymore.
Yeah, and
Oh,
and it's even worse is the fact that if you really think about it, you can go on like YouTube or TikTok or Instagram and look up and search up cats,
yeah,
and then tomorrow your feed is gonna be filled with cats.
exactly.
And a lot of times is like a lot of people don't realize is with having an email or a social presence connected to you across many virtual different areas, they all talk to each other. Everybody wants your data, you know? And so when it comes down to it, if you ask Siri about something tomorrow, next week you're gonna see it all over your feed, whether that's be on eBay, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even just Google itself.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, they listen to you all the time
yeah,
and
yeah,
they use it against you to keep you suppressed and to
yeah,
keep you, in a bubble of just, ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that. Hey, I was just talking about this. Ooh, I want that. instead of thinking outside the box, like, hey, these corporations are against me, at the slightest inconvenience. But it's the slightest inconvenience that really worms their way into the bigger.
So the good news is we'll be getting a brand new, fresh and honest social media system. Now, the old ones are still going to be out there for a while, but they'll be revamped, it sounds like.
Yeah, repurposed, re-engineered, all of it.
Yeah, excellent news. And I look forward to seeing what that's going to look like too.
So it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Now, the second thing I wanted it to talk about was repurposing of buildings. All right. So I love that you had that in the video because, all right, we're from the Pennsylvania area. In Reading, they've got this old giant factory called The Works. Okay. So they've made it into a very cool place, a destination. They've got a restaurant, bar
Yep.
restaurant. They have
Restaurant,
entertainment.
arcade, go-karts, virtual driving, stuff like that. And then they got
Yeah,
to bounce out the top. I loved going there.
yeah, yeah. They've got a rock gym, they've got
Mm-hmm.
laser tag, all sorts of stuff. So like if you're having a birthday party or if you're out with a bunch of friends, you can go play video games, you can go over here and drive go-karts. They've got a trampoline park in there. So
Mm-hmm.
they used a building that would have been crumbling and wasted and they've made it super cool. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
I love that because again, it's taking something that's would have been wasted otherwise to make it something that the people can enjoy. And
Right.
even right around the corner, they had even more factories. They had the factory outlets there for a long time. Well,
Yeah.
they made those giant, kind of cool buildings. They're in a campus setting already. They've made them into apartments.
Really?
So they've got
Wow.
apartments there, and then they've got another building. They've put restaurants and shops on the bottom, and then apartments and hotel rooms and things like that up above. So
Wow.
they made these abandoned buildings into something practical, beautiful, and what people they can take and enjoy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's just one little snippet pinpoint on the earth, but that's something we had in
Right.
common, so I thought I might bring that out.
It's a
But
great example.
yeah, we're gonna do that with all these buildings that they're all over every city. We've got buildings that we can use for homeless, for education, for physical fitness, whatever it might be.
Right. Right.
So if you have ideas, the viewer, if you have ideas of locations or places or parks or this or that, or curriculum topics, teachers, now is the time to put your information out there on the website. I don't know if that's set up yet, but go to moveofficial.com. Put your info in there and it's going to go right to, I'm assuming you, JJ, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll weed through it and organize it and put things into motion.
Yep. Yep.
And if you, the viewer, want to help, just say that you want to volunteer. You live in this area, you would love to help. And we'll
Mm-hmm.
put that on some sort of a list or whatever. And when the time is right, you'll be contacted,
Make
right?
a big spreadsheet with everything on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to be doing that, but
I can do it. I love gathering information.
I'm laughing because it seems like everything I do is going on a spreadsheet anymore, just so I can remember it all. But
Right.
yeah.
It's the best way to organize it.
Totally. But your participation is requested, and we want this to go worldwide quickly, and it's going to be set up very quickly. So, like right now, it's conceptual. I know you're doing some boots on the ground stuff. It's going to go very quickly, like probably quicker than, my brain can comprehend right now.
Right.
So,
Be
yeah.
overnight, hopefully.
Exciting. Now,
Yeah,
is
it
there
really
anything
is.
else we should talk about while we're here today that you
Uh,
can think of? So,
I can't. I mean, unless you have more questions.
I always have questions, but I think we hit the basis of it.
Hmm.
So, moveofficial.com is the website.
Yeah.
Move.tv is the TV channel, and
Mhm.
more content will be put there as we speak.
Right.
Pendants and new sweatshirt designs will be added to the shop page of the website. And if you want to participate in the recruitment process, just send JJ your info on the website.
Yep.
All right? Thank you, thank you, thank you, JJ. I love your
Thank
idea.
you.
I'm so excited to see this implemented.
Me too.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.